add-ons can provide content as small as a netherite fishing rod, or content as large as a new villager type, or whatever the heck an eternal incarnation is. Ultimately, now that you can use add-ons for your survival world without disabling achievements, this has caused add-ons to skyrocket, but the question is, which add-ons are actually worth adding to your survival worlds, and which ones are just flashy gimmicks? I wanted to find out exactly that, and so today I'm downloading 4 separate add-ons from 4 very different parts of the game, and I'll be ranking them in 4 separate criteria. Wow, this is a video all about 4s, which is why I have to recommend that you subscribe for more Minecraft Bedrock videos. Wasn't that smooth? I do have to also mention that obviously there is a conflict of interest if I mention either of my team's add-ons, so I won't be bringing up Toycat's Toolkit or Boss Blitz because obviously I can't fairly review either. With that out of the way, I'm going to be looking at 4 different add-ons today that claim to expand 4 different parts of the game, and we're going to start with Villagers because Villagers Plus Plus looks like a really fun way to improve your village experience, but is it that way? Let's find out. So, welcome to my add-on testing world, which now has Villagers Plus Plus added. As you can see, we've got this fun little guidebook, which will let us know exactly what we can expect from inside of it, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is one main thing we're going to need, which is this invite villager setting, which is crafted from copper, cobblestone, and wood. And so, let's get some of that, and maybe some iron and some... We can get emeralds from the villagers, so that we can test out this add-on. Okay, here's a question I've never asked before, but can you mine copper with gold? The answer is no. Okay, well, useful to know, I guess. Now I'll make a stone pickaxe, and this should give me enough copper for literally all my hopes and dreams, and even the hopes and dreams I don't have. Sorted. Now we just smelt it up, and we're good to go. So as you can see, regular villagers still exist even when you have this add-on enabled, because add-ons can't change the default behavior in Minecraft, they can only add new ones, and so in the case of this, it looks like that new behavior is the ability to create a villager landmark. I thought this was an invite villager thing, but this, can be created in lots of different styles. I like the idea of Midas's touch, and wow, see? That is what I mean by add-on. This is something that did not exist in vanilla Minecraft, but now I can change the design, I can make access private, and I can invite villagers, regular or advanced, if I have iron or gold invitation. Oh man, you know what? Guess we need some iron now. Well, I don't see any in this cave. I do see a villager, weirdly, which means there's only one easy source of iron that you can find in a village, guaranteed. That's right, the blacksmith chests. Oh no, apparently diamonds and iron pickaxes. But sadly, none of that other stuff, and so, sorry mate. Wait, actually, you know what, there's a second one here. Hey, we don't have to kill the golem. You can live another day, buddy. I mean, for now, You might be dying, but it won't be my fault. Although we're still short on paper, which is usually easy to find, especially on survival island seeds like this one. Here's 2 paper. Let's go find some sugarcane for the rest. Okay, I've got enough paper now that I can officially make the iron invitation. I do kind of like this idea that, like, yeah, your village actually really benefits from having a sugarcane farm. That's a plus from me, but now we can make ourselves not an advanced villager, because I don't have an emerald invitation, but I can make a regular villager, which I can now use to make myself... Oh, I can name him too. Let's name him everyone's favorite name. And let's make him into a medieval villager that can roam. Sure, why not? So this is my good friend, and as you can see, he's a villager, but he's just a regular villager who does nothing. Or he wishes he could be that carefree. What is he actually going to do for me? Well, according to the guidebook, actually not very much. So I'll reconfirm this, but the regular villager comes from multiple realms, and the hostile entities, including the warden itself, won't notice these villagers, allowing them to stay in my village freely without me having to worry about their safety. They are uninvolved, so they can't be harmed or harm anything. Wait, let me confirm that's true. They can't be harmed? Whoa! That's not how villagers are at all. So yeah, this is just a regular villager. I don't know why he needs to exist, but you can manage him from the big landmark in the center of the village, and you can actually see exactly where he is at any given point in time with his coordinates, but that's his only function. I don't know why he exists. Instead, the actual benefit is going to come from crafting an emerald invitation, and so we need emeralds, which is easy enough. I've got myself a diamond hoe that I decided to craft, so I could trade for some emeralds, and once I've done this, so here's 36 wheat, which I can bring over to this fella over here, and that should solve my emerald shortage at least. Now I just need more paper. Pro tip, if you need to find paper in your world, one of the weirdest sources of it can be underwater. In reality, this paper wouldn't be usable at all, but we will choose to ignore that, that particular point, as I also am going to grab this, and I'm just going to try and be alive when I reach the surface. Ooh, might not actually play out that way. It is. It's great. Perfect. Okay, now we just got to get back home. And now I can officially make myself this Emerald invite, which allows me to invite an advanced villager to the village, which now can be called Steve. And he can be any of these types that I like. Now, each of these types are going to have their own specific benefits, besides unknown. I don't know what he's going to do. But I'm going to start with the easiest villager, because obviously we need to have a guardian villager. I mean, who needs an iron golem when you've got Steve? I'm going to be honest with you. Steve looks a little derpy, but now I can tell him to target hostile mobs. Okay, that's logical. But also neutral mobs and other players. I'm going to set it to that just to see what he does, because Steve is now going to look after my village. So he's not a normal villager. He's not someone I can trade with. He's just someone who guards the existing villagers. However, as you can see, even though he's targeting neutral mobs, he's not going to target villagers. I guess they're passive, technically. I mean, yeah, villagers won't attack even if something attacks them, which is very nice of them, but it means they're safe from my good friend Steve, and then we can craft a second one of these into, let's try and find the most ridiculous villager we can. So I think the brute villager was great, but what if we had, say, a hunter villager, or a tanker villager, or a wizard villager? Sure, why not? So this is the wizard man, and he will target, I can tell him to target passive mobs. So let's see what happens when we do. Go, Mr. Wizard Villager, target some passive mobs. Okay, well that's anticlimactic, isn't it? I thought he was going to give me trades, but I should have read the book more clearly. Because that is not what he is doing. Okay, so I've just told the Wizard Villager he can attack all mobs, and interestingly, he decides to immediately go for a regular villager. This tells me either you would want to make a village exclusively from your new villagers, or maybe you just feel like being a bit of a monster. In either case, oh yeah, wow, the wizard will do that for you. So in effect, I have just paid 2 emerald and, what, like 12 paper to get myself a bodyguard and a magical wizard who throws magical snowballs at everything and anything that I tell them to, including other players and even more bizarrely, apparently villagers as well. Now, here's the interesting question. Is this fair to have in survival? Well, I mean, ultimately, you get to decide, because as you can see, this world still has achievements enabled. Oh no! Amazingly, my wizard is attacking the iron golem, and what's crazier about it is that he's actually doing a pretty good job. So yeah, the Steve cannot attack passive mobs, but for some reason, my wizard can, resulting in whatever the heck is happening here, and some free iron for me. Nice. So yeah, we're going to see if I can farm another player after we go to bed. Although it's fun. These guys aren't actually tethered to the village. They are tethered to me. This might be called Villagers++, but really it's the Toy Cat's personal fun add-on. Okay, no one wants to join my Minecraft world. I don't have any friends. I mean, you can tell that. I'm here making YouTube videos instead. And so that means that instead of being able to show this off to you, you'll just have to take my word for it that no achievement flag here means genuinely I could get achievements, which is crazy because it's not just 2 bodyguard types of villagers. It's also the unknown trader who will give you all sorts of brand new items, including reinforced shields, although you'll need 2 heavy cores for that. Oh my god, a netherite axe for a leather combat glove. So curious. But also we've got the dwarf village over here. So the dwarf villager will give you heavily enchanted gear if you give them a regular tool and then some weird item. I actually like this far more than the Minecraft trading system, so that's an awesome way to get new enchantments. If you want fire aspect, yeah, I guessed it. You just got to put a fire charge on there. If you want to have, I'm guessing, projectile protection, no, fire protection. Well, that makes no sense. But if you want to have water breathing, then all you've got to do is put prismarine shards on your turtle shell. I like this dwarf villager a lot, and this is the hunter villager who can prey on neutral mobs again. We're not going to have any villagers left anytime too soon. But yeah, the Villagers++ add-on allows us to replace all of our villagers with much more powerful ones. However, I think what's really clever here is they don't supplant entirely the idea of regular villagers. They kind of are just additions, and as long as you don't set them to kill your regular villagers, these can just be fun guys joining the fray. And honestly, this nice little centerpiece village and the way that it allows you to keep track of other landmarks around your worlds, personally, I think that this is is a really cool little extension to villagers, and the only ways that I would like to improve it, personally, is probably more of an emphasis on, like, fun, unique trades. Maybe even, you know, like, maybe each of these guys could have that. Or, if we're gonna go down this route of, like, no, these are special villagers who specialize in something fun, I would like to see more than just, oh yeah, it's a guy who does magic at you. I personally think the unknown trader and the hunter are both interesting ideas, but it seems like we have 3 separate villagers, all of whom do the same job, just in range, melee, and magic. And that's my one, like, downside, I would say. But still, you get a bunch of unique types of villagers, and ultimately that makes Villagers Plus Plus a pretty cool add-on, especially given it's almost a year old now, and that is quite old for an add-on, which is weird to say out loud. I don't think it should work that way. But we're talking about an early add-on, which is still pretty playable, and it's got to get real props for that. But I think, yeah, that's everything you need to know about this one. Oh, yeah, that's weird. That's like a dog, but even stranger. Do you want to have dogs that are actually villagers, that actually, you know, you can't talk to, that actually are very, very strange and will recruit people? Then this is Steve. He's your friend. If you don't want that, then, you know, let's be honest, you're in the wrong place, I guess is the only way to put it. And, yeah, ultimately, as much as I love some of these... also, this is such a long name. But yeah, as much as I love some of the ideas here, I feel like there is some questionable execution in there. If we make the assumption that the leather combat glove is just a Neverite axe with some ability, and the reinforced shield is maybe just the shield that never breaks, and this, I'm assuming, is just a golden apple, then I think we can say that, oh, it's like a golden apple, but it lasts... actually about the same time. It's just not golden hearts. So yeah, I would say that I like the content in here. It's some basic stuff, but it is all very tight. Instead of adding 100 things, 3 of which you'll actually use, there's about, you know, 3 or 4 new pieces of content, and they're actually really, really well done. Having the protected villagers is also very nice, and although there's more I, you know, could hope for in this, I actually really, really like the content. I think we're going to say it's a 7 out of 10 for content. As far as balance goes, I'm going to have to say that this is actually really well balanced in terms of trades. The trading part of this add-on is a perfect 10 out of 10. However, being able to spend 1 emerald and 6 paper and get a guy who can literally defend me from everyone and anyone is great. In fact, when these people die, it's like having a super dog, but unlike a dog, he just died and I healed him with 1 rotten flesh and now he's at full health again. Being able to have villagers be that powerful and all present means that even though I would love to give this a 10 for the balance of you know, the actual trading, as far as the add-on overall, this is going to break and overpower your Minecraft world in a very, very serious way. And so I think the most we can conceivably... Look at this, by the way. He's just died. And look at that. I'm now going to heal him like this. And just like that, he's fully fine again. I think, therefore, the most I can give this is a 5 out of 10, and I think I'm being generous with that ranking. As far as fit for Minecraft, I really like this. I think that this is a 9 out of 10. You could conceivably see Minecraft creating this villager, not with that face. You could conceivably see Minecraft having a extra rare, mysterious wandering trader, the unknown trader villager, or the dwarfs, they might be called something else. But you could see that Minecraft could conceivably make these, and so I think for fit, this is a 9 out of 10, with the only weird bits of fit being around the edges. The invite system felt weird. The fact that this statue can change on a dime if I want it to feels a bit weird too. That's not really that Minecrafty. But wait, what just happened there? Why can't I go to the shrine? But anyway, I think that as a result, this is probably a 9 out of 10 for fit. And so the last thing we have to rate here is value. But $6, 990 Minecoins. It's pretty good. But it is pretty... you'll be done with it quickly. You would want this in addition to something else. Unless you love villagers, you're not going to get perfect value from this by itself. And so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 for value. Because it's cheaper than most things, but also slightly less extensive than other things. But that might be exactly what you want from an add-on. The second add-on that I want to check out is actually brand new. You can still find it in the new tab, and it's called Fishing 2.0. And I couldn't help but be curious because I love fishing in Minecraft. What if we had 28 biome-specific water mobs and some new advanced rods? That sounds right up my alley, and at 660 Minecoins, honestly, I'm even more interested. Let's see what it actually has to offer though. Okay, we're back in the add-on world, and instead of giving us the big fancy 3D guidebook, instead we've got one of these, which is actually my preference. I think it's a bit weird that, you know, all the text is like slightly left-centered and light blue. Welcome to fishing add-on, choose an option. But it's going to tell us about all the things in a much easier to read way, just like this. So there's an iron fishing rod, which can be upgraded on the regular one and allow you to catch common treasure chests. Then there's a diamond fishing rod, which I can't craft because I made a hoe instead, but it will allow me to craft uncommon and catch uncommon and mythic fish, and occasionally get legendary treasures, but it's the netherite fishing rod I really want to catch the rarest and legendary fish. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and sleep first of all, actually. I'm getting continuously exploded. And once we've woken up, then I'm going to go ahead and make an iron fishing rod and go for a little boat trip, I think. Oh, if we can survive that long. So I'm just going to make the assumption, maybe, you know, a silly assumption here, that the iron fishing rod is just a regular fishing rod in terms of it needs string, and then it also is going to need... Oh, that is a weird recipe. That is not what I was expecting in the slightest. Yeah, I have no idea how they decided on this as the recipe. Also, I didn't know that I had string till just now. But that means it's really easy for me to make. I just craft myself some sticks, and now I can make myself the iron fishing rod, and we'll deal with getting the netherite one later. So, what are the types of fish? Well, apparently every biome has its own different types. There's cold oceanic, warm oceanic, normal, and jungle water. Ooh, that sounds fun. But this is where you'll find extremely dangerous fish, so I'm going to stick to oceanic warm water, where we'll find fish that will help me excel in battle, which I'll probably need. Also, every time we open the book, it makes fun noises. That's cute. Anyway, so let's see what treasure chests are all about. There's a wooden crate, a wooden treasure, and an elder treasure. Super fun. And then trophies, there is, oh, super rare fishing drops. Very curious. Okay, so this is the weirdest fishing rod ever. As you can see, just like a lead, it comes from my head for some reason. And also, just like a lead, it is very thick compared to a fishing rod. But hopefully that's fine. I'm still going to be able to see and... Oh, I caught it, but it's not real fishing. So this is the one catch of Minecraft add-ons, is they can't really alter existing game behavior. They're meant to add onto it. And so using these fishing rods is not the same as going fishing. Instead, we are doing a weird thing that immediately gives us fish. So that immediately feels unnatural, but that's fine. You know, if it's the best we can do of fishing right now, we'll just accept that. But I'm going to go out into the ocean and maybe see if I can find something more fun. I'll also concede there's absolutely no way I'm getting a netherite fishing rod without turning on cheats. So, wow, look at me. I went all the way to the nether to get myself the netherite fishing rod. Let's hope it's much better than this one. So I'm guessing that this should catch fish faster, but it might literally be that it's exactly the same. Besides, you know, like, okay, so let's go for it. It might be exactly the same. Oh, sturgeon. Oh, yeah, like a sturgeon is how I am feeling right now. So that gives me speed and regeneration, which is really, really good. So yeah, I think that the idea is that the only difference between the fishing rods is the loot. It's the same catching time. I would hope that we can enchant these rods with lure and luck of the sea. In fact, rather than hoping... So yeah, we're getting very consistent loot drops though. Rather than hoping, let's test. Okay, so this is my netherite fishing rod. Let's put it in the... So it has durability, but no enchantability. Let's just quickly test. Enchant self, luck of the sea free. Nope, it cannot be applied to the selected item. So yeah, the fishing rods are just how they come, and when you use them, you might get some magical things. So let's at least free up some inventory slots so that we can hopefully get one. But yeah, fishing is kind of slow by default, and so I think this is even if it feels janky and it feels weird and we can't enchant it, it is still cool to go fishing with a super powerful fishing rod that allows us to get more. This is something I think that Minecraft... Oh, we got a treasure chest! This is something I think Minecraft really could work into itself, because fishing is kind of bare bones even after the aquatic update. But Mojang says, who needs that when we've got add-ons? And so I just opened my treasure chest, and it gave me this enchanted book with enchantments I can't use on my rod. But I could use on my boots if I wanted to. I mean, I'm not going to be able to. You know, let's... Yeah, I think that's going to be too expensive to put on there. So if I wanted to put feather falling or power onto something, I could now. But I realistically don't. Otherwise, if you're curious, the fishing rods are even less like regular fishing rods because you can't use them to bat away mobs. but you can attack mobs with them. Oh. And does it have regular attack damage? Yeah, so it's not worth using as a weapon in any way, unlike a regular fishing rod. And so this is worse, except for the fishing mechanic, where it clearly, as you can see, is working kind of fun. Now, if I don't know if this is possible or if they were choosing to do this, but if I was in charge of making a fishing rod that was a bit worse in every way than the regular one, I would love to balance it by making it better than the regular one. So here's a sturgeon on land, and hopefully, like a Java fishing rod, we can pick it up. No, yeah, so it's just a worse fishing rod. It just does fewer things than a regular fishing rod, and that's only balanced by the fact that you can find rare loot. And honestly, you could find rare loot as it just doesn't have the loot boxy mechanics to it. So, is that everything that we've seen? It's a $4 add-on, so, ooh, a swordfish. What does this give me? Regeneration and strength. I really do like this. You know, rather than just giving fish, the fish actually have some values. There's this infused prismarine, which clearly we're going to have to use. So far, it does seem a bit like I have upgraded fishing, which is all I was going for, but that is all we get. Yeah, infused prismarine clearly seems to come from a lot of things. What can I do with it, though? Why do I want infused prismarine? I guess, okay. Occasionally we roll with super rare, and you can use them. I'm guessing it's the trophies. Maybe? Yeah, we're gonna have to just find out. Why on earth do I want infused prismarine? I could go to non-craftable recipes, maybe? It's not in there, unless maybe we just need a crafting table for the game to explain to me why I'm picking up this new item. So, again, kind of poor form for it not to be in the guidebook. I'll concede maybe I misread it, and that is a thing I do. Oh, there we go. So, infused prismarine allows you to make tools that are just by default... Oh, yeah. So, it allows you to make tools that are just, as far as I can tell, better than diamond ones. A infused prismarine axe has the same damage as a netherite axe, but you can get it after fishing for, you know, if we're being honest, not that long. And so infused prismarine is a cool way to add the combat mechanics to this. I think, weirdly enough, that removes from an add-on. I see why they put it in there. Someone was, like, at the end of this saying, is it really just fishing? What if it would be good for, like, tools and stuff, too? But they went the lazy way of making tools that are just netherite, but better. Or, in this case, netherite by itself. And although that might be great for someone who loves fishing, to me it does kind of cheapen everything about the add-on. That it's like, oh yeah, this is not just overpowered in terms of fishing, it's overpowered in terms of your regular game, because by going fishing for not that long, and by the way, you have no idea what you're going fishing for, or what you actually fish and get. This is a really fun idea that is just not quite baked. I would be willing to bet that when Fishing 2.0 gets the 2.1 update or whatever, that they could fix some of these concerns. But as it stands right now, this is a very, very, very OP add-on. And I don't know that we needed OP fishing in the game. But, you know, maybe that is exactly what you want from it. So as far as our ranking systems go, you know we got to do this now. Content in this add-on, honestly, they have 32 types of fish, and apparently there's dangerous fish in the jungle biomes. That sounds like it's some fun. But I'm just out at this point because there's a lot of content, sure, we can give it a 7. But as far as the actual balance of that content, it's like a 2. It's really the fishing rods seem well balanced. I mean, having to go to the Nether to get this does seem pretty decent. But ultimately, it feels like you get very, very powerful fish. You know, like they fixed the enchantment problem, and maybe a bit too strongly. I think treasure chests are also super OP at the rate we seem to find them, and also the prismarine shards, the infused prismarine, just a bit too powerful in my opinion. Also, look, you can see there's still fishing bubbles over there. The fit to Minecraft, honestly, it started high, but maybe this is just a Minecraft bug. Maybe this is an issue with how Minecraft does add-ons. But the add-on, oh, look at that. You can see there's just a random swordfish chilling in the ocean, too. I think the fit to this is really, you know, hit and miss. Some parts of it nail it, and some parts are horribly off. I think a 5 is all we can say. And so then there's the final question of value. And honestly, to me, it's cheap, but it's still not good value. I think that this is a 2 out of 5 add-on. This is one that will probably be fixed well with updates. But in 2.0, I would say it's not good value. But again, I think like everything, all I can ever be is subjective. And my subjectivity has guided me to saying, ooh, What did I get myself into here? So next up, let's go check out... I've got a really messy inventory right now. If only there was an add-on that could solve that for me. So add-on 3 of 4 is one that's been advertised to me on the store for quite some time, and given it has a lower rating than Fishing 2.0, I'm not feeling that great about bundles and backpacks. But, you know, let's be honest, you don't feel great about most things you buy, so let's hit the purchase button and see what happens with these... Wait, 45 plus backpack and bundle unique abilities? Okay, I need to know. I need to know. So the fun thing about this add-on review is we can actually use the same world for all of these, because that is one of the fun parts of the add-on system. Because you can't modify the base game, there's no conflicts in how that works, and so let's read about bundles and backpacks. Please give us 5 stars, and let's see what is actually in here. Okay, so first of all, we want to make a backpack, which is like a portable shulker box. I've got 3 leather. I don't have 2 string, but that can be achieved. And then I just need a chest in the middle. And then that will allow me to have a backpack. I can also get a backpack lock, but clearly, you know, even when I invite people, they don't want to join my game, so I don't need to worry about that. And then there's backpack dye, backpack upgrades, and then custom backpack, which is, there's lots of unique backpacks, which are... Okay, so there's actually 3 types. Exploration, Vanity, Vanilla. Let's learn about more on page 16. There's also basic bundles, which you can... Oh, there's wearable bundles. That's interesting. We've got the Brave upgrade for your backpack, the Magnet upgrade for your backpack, the Scorching upgrade, the Serving upgrade, the Stashing upgrade, the Solid upgrade, and the Worry upgrade. Okay. Let's go test it then, shall we? So here's the thing about requiring strings for these backpacks. They know that I'm in a village. I mean, they don't, but there's only one way to get string here, and it's not very fun for me or the village residents. Okay, I could craft an air bundle right now if I wanted to. You know what? Why don't I? And then I'm going to craft myself a backpack, which I can't do because I'm missing something. Oh, the chest, obviously. So we just chop down a single piece of wood. Add it to my existing pile if I can. So crafty, fill this around the edge. And there we go, I can craft myself the base backpack and finally relieve myself of this inventory burden. So how do backpacks work? Well, you can't just put things straight into them. Instead, they're a chest slot. Oh, they're not. Do I have to wear them like this? Yeah. Instead, it's a chest slot. But then how does the chest slot work? How do I put things into the... I don't understand. I have my backpack, but how do I... Maybe I'm going to place it on the ground first, and then... Oh, that's how it is. So it's a shulker box, not a extra... It's not like the chest on a donkey. It's like having a shulker box, but instead of paying shulker shells, you pay literally leather and string. In other words, this makes the bundle pointless, because it's so much better than the bundle, except for the fact that you can't access it from your inventory. Also, I don't know how to break it. I swear, I'm really trying right here. I'll break the block below it, maybe. Okay, that might be an issue. I'll read the book. The book might say. So, you've got to right-click on air to wear the backpack. Right-click on block. Oh, you've got to sneak and right-click it. Wait, sneak and right-click. That's complicated. So, sneak, right-click. Oh, yeah, that feels janky. Why wouldn't you just make it break like this? Like, what is the benefit of that? I could see if you snuck and right-click and it immediately equipped onto you, but it doesn't. So yeah, we've got ourselves a shulker box, but it goes directly onto you, and that is kind of useful for some people, I assume. And again, we can dye this if we want to. So let's go find some dye. There is some red over here. And let's say that, yeah, actually the cool thing about this backpack is it allows us to make it a red backpack. Oh, you need wheat as well. Oh no, you've got to interact with it, and then you can use wheat as a color remover. So instead of dyeing like you might expect, instead you put it down, and then you dye it, which is very, you know, that's easy once you get that. It's just not easy to understand how to pick it up. But, you know, there's a tutorial book, so I'll try not to go too hard on that. Now let's work out how the air bundle works. So it can hold a stack of mixed items, but what does that actually mean? Let's put all of our items in there, and then maybe a big stack of 9 dirt. I have no idea what the air bundle could possibly be doing, so we'll have to find out in the book. So the wearable bundle is cool. It's just that, again, isn't the wearable bundle just a backpack at that point? And then the Air bundle is not explained anywhere. This is the most disorganized book I've ever read. There's so many versions of the backpacks. Well, and it's cool because they all have abilities. Like, it's really well thought out. I really want to try out these backpacks. Interesting. There's so many people who worked on this. This is like a great piece of content in terms of what you can do with it, but it's so unintuitive. Like, I don't think anyone would know what an adventurer backpack did without reading this. Hostile X mobs, others X mobs. I think this bundle. I think the it's really complicated to get anywhere, and then the base mechanics aren't intuitive at all either. Like, why is it right click to pick up the backpack? Can I place the bundle down on the ground, maybe? What makes it an air bundle? I need to know. I feel like I read the entire book and didn't find out. But yeah, the main game seems to be make some fun backpacks. So let's make a firework backpack and give it a test. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't grab the rockets myself, but I can also make a grass dirt backpack. So yeah, the rocket backpack should be the most self-explanatory. We should place it on. Oh no, I placed it down. Wait, did I lose all the items inside of it? Oh, that is such a sin. That is such a sin for an add-on. Oh no, you can't delete my items because I upgraded it. Okay, so again, I am gonna try and just see this as a positive. Let's see how the rocket backpack works. So you can't equip it like this. You have to equip it like this, which is just kind of goofy as it is. But now look, I can rocket into the sky. I mean, it's balanced. It's not very useful, but it is balanced. And this is pretty cool, because again, it's kind of like providing an alternative to the Elytra that doesn't beat the Elytra in all ways. But I would actually argue in quite a few ways it does. Like, there's no real cost, there's no skill required, I just fall to the ground or don't. I would actually say it's quite annoying that you can't fall to the ground faster if you want to. Yeah, this rocket backpack is really not selling me on the concept of backpacks. Man, I want to like this. I love the... Backpacks are a fun Minecraft idea. That obviously can't be done by Mojang because they'd be silly. Anyway, we've also got the Adventurer's Backpack, which if you place it on, not down, again, same function confusingly, will locate any hostile mobs and other mobs, which is pretty cool, right? Look at that. I can actually find out if there are mobs nearby. Cool little function. And then we've got the Ender Backpack, which when you equip it, and that's not how you equip it, when you equip the Ender Backpack, you crouch, and randomly you teleport. If you wait for the cooldown. Can I see the cooldown? I cannot see the cooldown. There we go. Whoa. So it's like having chorus fruit, but equipped all the time. Honestly, I've got to say, there is so much work that has clearly gone into this to make the best backpack bundle. You know, like, inventory storage could do with an upgrade. A lot of people do think. But I think that this just immediately falls flat. It's unintuitive. You know, like, making things, I should have a decent idea of what it does, and then especially if I can read the guide, and it wasn't very easily to find in there, it's a big guide, but then I should be able to understand it from there. I think if I'm trying to understand something, if I'm like a, you know, a real grown adult, if we want to use these words, I feel like I should be able to understand what's in here. And so, yeah, I think as far as the content of this add-on, we're gonna have to say that this is a, you know, like it's like an 8 out of 10. They put a lot of thought into their one aspect of Minecraft, and honestly, some of this stuff is cool. Having an adventurer background, look at this, being able to see where mobs are and stuff like that, really, really clever stuff that I'm sure a lot of people look forward to. I also think backpacks are the same, but balance, it's like a 2 out of 10. Being able to give someone access to chorus fruit with just some ender pearls, or give someone unlimited flight just because they have... Wait, where's my other backpack? Giving someone unlimited flight just because they have 4 firework rockets. Oh, I need to... There we go. Unlimited flights from 4 firework rockets, or giving people the equivalent of a shulker box in exchange for leather, a chest, and some string. This is horrifically balanced, and although the bundles seem fine... I mean, they're differently balanced in a different way. This is an easy 2 out of 10. Not a lot of great, I can say. The fit to Minecraft Vanilla is really, really poor too. I don't think that you are playing this and thinking you are playing Minecraft. I think you're playing this and going, woo-wee, I spent some money on an add-on and I'm gonna have a good time with it. And, you know, maybe that's perfect for you. Oh, Yeah, maybe that's perfect for you. And in a way, it is a lot of fun to play with add-ons that way. But personally, I think add-ons should, because they're only adding on to the game, they should work with the existing game rather than really really mess with it in the way this one has. So yeah, I'm going to have to give this a 2 for that. But for value, I'm going to say this is a 4 out of 5. Even though I don't like it, it's not to my preference, it's not to, I think, anyone's preference who likes the base game. There's so much content in here for what looks like it's just a backpack add-on. They could have just added the backpack and the bundle, variants, and people have been like, oh, that's cool, I guess. But they actually went and made a bunch of them, and even though, oh god, very rough time. Yeah, they added a bunch of them, and so as a result, not that terrible, actually. I don't love all of the backpack effects, but I love that there are so many, and if you like backpacks, you'll love that you have so many. You just won't love the way that they actually handle the... Again, all of the actual function, the idea and the vibes and the content in here is great. Accessing it isn't so much. But again, I can't fault it for value on that front. Not in the slightest. With that said, let's now move into the 4th add-on. This is apparently the best-selling add-on right now. It's called the RPG add-on, and for proof of that fact, you can see that it's got literally at least 800 sales. More like, 8,000 or 80,000 or something. But there are thousands of people who have bought the RPG add-on, and honestly, I've always felt like Minecraft would be so cool as an RPG, so I'll drop the $6 US required for it right now, right here. And wait, no I won't. Minecraft has decided that is not what I will be doing. The following Thursday. So this is the RPG add-on, and apparently it's called RPG Craft. To understand how this add-on works, please read the entire introduction sections at least once. Read the entire introduction sections. That feels like invalid English. Am I crazy? Anyway, greetings. Oh, so I hate these books. Why does it... I want to get closer to it because I want to read it. Why are you chasing me around, book? Anyway, greetings. Combining a classic adventure feel with more combat options, the core item Guild Tag allows you to explore a new approach to survival progression. Earn the basic class by accepting quests from guild masters, obtain and craft rare equipment, and fight your way to defeat bosses from ancient and hidden places to acquire the mythical items. Okay, fun. So the guidebook is crafted like that, but I've already got one, as you do with every add-on, and the Guild Tag is crafted like this. And I think I just had a Wandering Trader spawn, so I'm in luck. If I have some iron left, I do. If we make a guild tag, we should be able to govern all new contents from all classes. So we want one of those. The guild tag will do... Okay, there's a lot in there. That's great. And then also... Okay, we get all these fun new mobs, I'm guessing. Lizardkin, Frognus, Omniclan. There's a lot happening here, huh? Altering Rot. Okay, there's no way it wants me to read all of this. Why do I need to know who Gerant is? Let's go craft a guild tag. So first things first, I'll use my handy new jetpack to get some... Actually, wait. I can shear this. No, not yet, I can't. Okay, so for the last time, perhaps before the summer drop, I'm going to have to kill this llama if I want to get his lead. And then I can use that lead to make a guild tag. 3 of them, in fact. How do these work? Well, I can use them to make a quest. I have no active... Okay, I can make a class. Unequip. Okay, no, I can snap armors. I have no idea what I'm doing in here. If only I had read the introduction section. Oh, no. Oh, man. I do have to say one of my biggest pet peeves with these books is every single one of them operates differently. Sometimes it's... Oh, what just happened there? Sometimes it's left click to go... Yeah, I'm going to have to unequip this. It's very cool, but it is causing me problems. So let's just kill that creeper. The only way I know how. And then let's go back into where I was. So, guild tag basic, yes. Guild tag contents, we can use it to do all sorts of things. And then there's these, and then there's this. And then this is Durant. Durant can be crafted using these 4 iron ingots. So I would like to craft Durant, just as much as I would like to craft Jeriz. And now we're going to just go ahead and take the... Wait, Battle Robe Boots. We're going to make the Guild Insignia, and then we're going to use that Guild Insignia to make... Wait, what? It said that's how I craft my guy. Did I miss a step? You need a free space within a radius of 9 blocks. Wait, yeah, interact with the item to obtain the variant corresponding to the class type. Am I doing it wrong? So do I just have to ask a guy, I want the wooden sword. Wait, oh, I need the wooden sword. if I'm gonna do that. So I've got to go, or can I craft something else? I have a bow, so... Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. This is very intense, but now we just find a 9x9 space, like right here, and we'll place her down, and this is my new guildmaster. Honestly, all of this is kind of dumb and unnecessary. I get what they were going for, but if she's not inside of a house, it's weird to have these 4 random items. But this is Eldrin, and Eldrin is going to allow me to rank up if I defeat 5 strays. Okay, so now I'm gonna quickly pick my class as... Okay, no, I'm not a class. The book definitely just said that what I need to do is I need to bring 8 euphleges and bring them the altering root they drop. Okay, let's go find some euphleges. I have no idea what that means. Oh, this is clever. If you crouch read the book, you can actually understand... Okay, this is great. So, I want to find which mobs have... What is a euphlege? Where do I find mobs? There we go. So, there's the reptile tribes. Euphlege. They're found in caves, desert, and jungle biomes. And they will give altering roots, and that's all that really matters. So, they're actually different in each biome they spawn in. But I should just be able to go straight into this nearby cave and find me a euphlage. My cave journey was not successful, so I've come to a desert, and here I can find... Oh. Are these friendly? Are these... Are you guys meant to be here? Well, they're not euphleges, right? They definitely don't look the same. Yeah, you know, these are just... They'll help me out if they see a euphlage, maybe. So I'm guessing that euphleges only spawn at night. But if they only spawn in the day, there's a village just over there. I'm hoping that I'll become a bowmaster thanks to this quest. But I'm not feeling that great about it. What? So the mobs just... I think that's the weirdest artifact I've seen. That those 4 mobs just spawn and then didn't. But yeah, I can see no euphleges yet. Those look like euphleges. Right? I'll kill them and I'll find out. That's my solution. So I guess it'd be best if I did this using my bow, because I want to be an archer, right? Oh, okay. Oh, what? Wait, did they just turn themselves into a chest? I don't think that was a euphlage. I am starting to suspect that I did not kill a euphlage. Oh, but I can get some sanctum antlers and diamonds for killing them. Yeah, I definitely did not kill a euphlage. So, this is a bit of a problem with... I think creating a lot of content is cool, but it needs to be much clearer from the get-go what that content is. And I think that's the struggle with books. And, like, I wish there was some, like, way you could have a visual, just, like, quick guide to, like, the 10 things you need to know before you get started. And then the rest could explain itself. So I think these aren't euphleges either. I think these are also just some... Okay, I'm gonna kill them. Oh, I don't know what keeps happening. Are they dying when I hit them? Do they have free health? Because I can't hurt them anymore after. Yeah, I have literally no idea. I just know it's going poorly for me. Okay, so everything said and done. I do not know what a euphlage is. So, do you think we just use cheats to give ourselves one? I think we do. Okay, this is a euphlage. Oh, God! Oh my God! And that is 1 of 8 defeated. Okay, so now I know what I'm looking for. Random sand blocks. Oh, I guess it's meant to be like camouflage, but euphlage. I'm saying euphlage. But really, you know, isn't that fun? I hope the answer is yes. Yeah, that was weird. I guess I've got to do that 8 times. So I guess I'll try the different variants. So this is the cave euphlage, or cave euphlage. And yeah, they all have this similarly terrifying demeanor, but 15 health is pretty manageable if you know you've got to start criticalling it. And it does give you the stone when it's done, which is kind of cool. Also, I just got an RPG accord. Can't drop items, can't be dropped, removed, or cropped. What is the RPG accord? I don't understand. Okay, it's cool. I got one. So let's just summon a few of these. Oh, they spawn as a different block every single time. So let's just try one more, which is the jungle euphlage. Okay, so that's a jungle block, which doesn't actually make a lot of sense, because it'd have to be on top of a tree for that to be believable. But anyway, you can see that that is what youth villagers are, and I can kill them all I like. It's a bit of a strange one, but I like the idea of giving me a task to go and kill things in the world. I think it probably would have made more sense to start with mobs that, like, are known to the player, like strays. You know, it gave me that quest at first, but then I couldn't do the stray quest until I've killed these random mobs that I don't know about yet. Because I'm not going to know that... Oh, this is so strange. It's a block that doesn't align to the grid. Yeah, super, super strange, but I'm not hating it. Okay, so I'm learning quickly. We just get a couple of critical hits in. They can't hurt me. And I can finally finish my quest. Again, had to cheese that quite severely. But now I can get the altering root. Do I have altering roots? I'll eat a swordfish and hopefully pick some up. But I've got to bring the altering root back with me. I don't know that I have any altering roots. I hope she's not going to be disappointed with me. Okay, promise you won't be mad, but I don't... Hey, she doesn't care. Just like any... You know, you ever get homework and you're like, oh, there's this really important thing that I'm like, sure I don't have... And you spend so long stressing about it and then literally no one cares. It's my favorite feeling in the world, especially when you don't do it. But now I've got the class tag, Archer, and that now means that I can be a bow person. What does being an archer mean? Well, it doesn't bother me. Let's rank up. I have to go and defeat 5 strays, which can we just be honest? Wait, I equip a bow type. I am a bow type. Do you want to see my bow? Oh, so that's what makes it RPG style. It's like, got that MMO vibe if you've got skills that you can temporarily use. Oh, so reverse step, pretty cool. Charge, I can't use yet. And I can't drop these on the ground. Oh, so until I upgrade, I've got a near useless class that uses up inventory slots. So let's rank up and let's accept this quest to kill some strays. And then let's just imagine that I did do that. I'm going to summon a stray, and I'm going to summon another stray, and then we're going to summon yet another stray. It's going to be real easy, especially if they stand on the same spot and hurt each other. Let's just get this done, shall we? Okay, that's 2 strays defeated. That's 3 strays defeated. Can we make it a 4th? You better believe we can. And that means we can make it a 5th using all these juicy new arrows that I've just gotten. Boom. Okay, so now we report back and hopefully... Archer 2. And Archer 2 is the same as Archer 1 because I need to go kill 5 more strays. So that's basically what it is we rank up doing the same quests over and over. And presumably eventually we'd unlock these. So that seems rewarding in its own way. The fact that I think it definitely isn't my vibe of how I think an RPG necessarily should fit into Minecraft, but it is an RPG mechanic, and it's kind of fun in that way. So now there's lots of different items, which will also mean different things, different classes, and there's all these additional things. So we should at least try one other class to see if there's some more fun to it. So, honestly, my impressions so far are like, oh yeah, this is a weird way to do RPG mechanics. Again, it feels almost like MOBA mechanics or MMO mechanics more than RPG. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this by getting all the way to the top of whichever skill sounds the most fun. So the archer skills sound interesting, right? But imagine the mage skills, the ability to do a frosted meteor or dark frost. Okay, that's a bit intense actually. The guardian. Grants the user strength, speed, and resistance for 8 seconds. That's cool. Double jump. I love that. And then perform a heavy impact slash that deals knockback to all mobs within range. Sounds pretty good. We've got the rogue with the ability to quick dash, strike through, and overdo. I like that it rhymes, I guess. And then we've got the equalist, who can... Oh, there's a lot going on with the equalist. You know, 5 separate abilities. This should be the best or the worst in the add-on. So all we need to do is get an eternal incarnation. Okay, let's do it. Let's level this human being up to their max level. And let's see what that does for me. No, I can't change class while in a rank up quest. Do I have to go cancel my quest, or am I stuck in this forever? Okay, cool. Oh, that did not solve my problem for me, did it? So place her down, and then say rank up, decline this quest. There's no way to decline it. I'm logged into the quest. Ugh. Class. Decline. Nope. Okay, I have to kill 5 strays. I'm very far from a stray biome, and I wouldn't be able to do anything else until I did. So we'll have to simulate what that is like. Okie dokie. So now I've finished my quest. I've got my new ability. This is what that looks like, by the way. Wait. No, this is... Charge is... Oh, it doesn't actually tell me. It just says +4 attack damage. Oh, there we go. This is what it is. You gotta... Wait, what is charge doing? Okay, I'm gonna charge. I can't say I'm a huge fan of how these abilities work, but I'm sure it'll be better elsewhere. So now if I just recall this woman, goodbye, and then if I go to my classes, I can finally unequip it, and all of my abilities go away. Oh, okay. That is not what I thought I was getting myself into. I thought I was summoning the quest-giving person, and I have found a mega boss. Okay, can we call it here and say that this is the most ridiculously unexpected add-on ever? I thought, oh yeah, RPG, that means it's gonna give like some RPG-style mechanics to Minecraft, but what they interpret it as is like, yeah, we'll give you entirely new skills from different classes and entirely new mechanics to build on top of it. This might be the deepest add-on that I've played with in terms of what it actually does. Is that an explosive cube? I'm gonna eat some golden apples just in case. Why? What? Where? How? This is crazy. Beyond any imagination. I think that if we're gonna rank this add-on, I think for content it's a 10. I don't know if anyone needs this much content or wants this much content when they come into the add-on, but they're getting this much content and it's crazy and fun and nuts. Let's start attacking it, you know, just for fun. So, you know, I need to get this incantation, right? Oh no, there's a cube. I better kill the cube before it explodes. So yeah, I think that content is a 10 for this. There is so much inside of this that if the RPG mechanics, if to you RPG mechanics means having these abilities, then great. Personally, I don't think they're powerful enough to be worth using up the entire hotbar slot, let alone the work that goes into it too. I think the quest ideas are great. I think everything else is wonderful. But as far as the actual fit to Minecraft, I feel like this is a 3 or a 4. Like, you can see it fitting in vibe. Bosses work and new mobs work, and, you know, classes aren't entirely, you know, unfitting. But I think there's also so much that doesn't quite fit. For balance, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is actually nicely balanced. I think that personally, even though I think this is horrifically balanced, it's really, really nicely. Sorry. Even though I think it's horrifically fitting to Minecraft in all sorts of ways, I also think that this is actually quite well balanced. Having to do quests to get these abilities is a nice step up on, oh yeah, just craft it using some sticks and some leather. And so I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a really cool add-on for the right person. And it's balanced quite well too. I'd give it a, you know, like an 8 out of 10 for balance. Maybe an 8.5 if I was feeling generous and we were using halves. But then I'm going to say for value, therefore, this is also a nice 4 out of 5. I think that if you came into this not knowing what to expect, like I did, I would say that $6 is a lot for what you're getting. But if you know exactly what you're going in for and you want to have these character upgrades, it's great value. I don't think that this is what I want in terms of RPG. I think RPG to me means build on the Minecraft mechanics and make it feel a bit more like an RPG where you've got real reasons to explore deep and stuff like that. Also, I think this is going to kill me. Yeah, oh, goodbye. This boss is ridiculous. But again, I like that it exists. I think there's a very silly world to be had in all of this. And so yeah, those are 4 separate add-ons for 4 very different parts of the game. Personally, I want to see an actual RPG add-on, so if you know of one that exists, let me know in the comments down below, or if you don't know of one that exists, then hopefully someone makes one, because I think that this is a really fun idea, and this was a great version of it, but also it's nowhere near what I think most people would imagine for RPG, unless RPG to you just means like, yeah, the classes from Dungeons & Dragons. But to me, it means like the gameplay mechanics and all that noise that I would love to see represented here in Minecraft. But yeah, overall, I'm going to have to say the Villagers add-on was great. So too, interestingly, Internal RPG, the RPG and the Villagers were both made by the same people. I would be very skeptical about the fishing or the inventory add-ons, unless those are specific areas that you don't mind goofing around with a little bit and having some goofy add-ons, but I would also say they're not my strong recommendations, and hopefully seeing 4 separate add-ons was useful to you. If it was, then that's good. If it wasn't, then thank you for watching anyway, because I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Literally.